Hey all, Chris McAlilly here. I'm lead pastor at OU, and we're talking about what it looks like to live into our mission as a church, which is to practice the way of Jesus together so that we might participate in God's great work to heal and renew all things. And today we're talking about holy friendship. It's possible to be moving through the world surrounded by a lot of people and still to feel isolated and deeply alone. Many of us live lives with full calendars and busy lives, with endless conversations, with constant connection, but we still feel kind of isolated. At OU, we want to counteract that. We want to try to engage people at the point of their loneliness by cultivating rich and deep, holy friendships. The Bible is clear from the very beginning. It's not good for human beings to be alone. Loneliness is one of the great challenges of our times. The General Surgeon of the United States a couple years ago said it's a great epidemic that we're living through, and it's difficult to make friends. I've found that to be true in adulthood. Maybe you have as well. A lot of the relationships that people have are transactional. They're built around shared enjoyment or business transactions, but the deepest friendships, the ones that sustain us in life, are formed around the shared pursuit of something that is good, a shared vision of the good life. And Jesus understood this. He built his ministry not just around his own solo project, but he began from very early on to gather friends to go on the journey with him. He called Peter and James and John and Bartholomew and Levi, the tax collector, and many others into the work of ministry, and they followed him and they observed his teaching. He apprenticed them in a way of life, and he saw their lives. He knew their limits. He knew their heart's deepest longings, and he kind of walked with them exactly where they were. It didn't mean that they always got it perfect. A lot of times they messed up. A lot of times they got it wrong, or they didn't understand what Jesus was teaching. But Jesus stayed with them, and he kept instructing and showing them. And at the end of his life, Jesus said, "I didn't just come to call servants. I came because I wanted you to be my friends." Holy friendship, it begins in the company of Jesus, where Jesus draws people together. But what you'll find is that in the company of Jesus, there are all kinds of people that come our direction that we may not have considered to be a part of our lives. And those people reshape our lives through our love and connection, shared purpose, and concern. Holy friends do three important things for us. The first thing that they do is they challenge the sins that we've come to love, the habits and the patterns that feel familiar, but that actually diminish us from living into the full purpose and identity that we've been given by God. The second thing they do is they affirm the gifts that we're afraid to claim, helping us to see the possibilities that we have in ourselves, that may be the gifts, the talents that we don't see on the surface or on our own. And the third thing that holy friends do is they help us dream dreams that we otherwise wouldn't dream, freeing our imaginations to live into God's good future of healing and renewal, to find our role within that. And so ultimately, it's in friendships that we grow to a deeper understanding of the Bible, that we grow deeper in prayer, and we have the kind of connections that will see us through the good times and the bad. And so what I want to do is encourage you to consider what might it look like this year to grow deeper, more meaningful, holy friendships. Maybe you could start with this question: who really knows me? Who helps me to follow Jesus? And maybe you're coming up empty, and that's okay. A place that you could start, perhaps, would be when you're here for worship on Sundays, or maybe if you're serving in some capacity, you can, maybe just start by asking people their names. Try to get to know a thing or two about them. Try to just cultivate an open conversation about something that's deeper than the weather or sports or what's going on at work this week. Another thing that you could do is to actually take the step of joining a life group. Life groups are our version of small groups, and they're the place that we practice being known, being supported, and encouraging others. If you're already in a life group, maybe the step for you is to grow more consistent in your life together, showing up even when it's hard, and allowing trust to grow over time. And if you've been doing that for a while, maybe your next step is to consider leading a group, maybe stepping out of a place of comfort for yourself, because we know that there are a lot of people who need meaningful connections. And one of our bottlenecks or limiting factors as a church is we just don't have enough leaders to lead all the folks that may or may not want to be a part of a group. So I'm grateful for the ways in which you are with us in the journey and leaning into this process of growing deeper in your practice of the way of Jesus. In the next video, we'll be talking about infectious generosity.